Hey everyone, Nick at Dad the Prof here. We have got a beautiful Sunday morning going here in Central Texas, and I want to take a few minutes and just speak to you about some things that came up for me this week. And I'm an educator. I've been teaching in higher ed since the year 2000, and there are some conversations that I had with students this week that made me think about things. And so I wanted to share some of them with you because, we had a good conversation, this particular student and I thought, you know what? We should be talking about these things as, people. So I just wanted to share it with you. For many years, I've been encouraging students, come talk to me, come talk to your professors. We want to be helpful for you, but you need to come see us, when we put out the invite. And the last couple years, I've gotten to the point where I actually give extra credit to students who come in and meet with me just for a 5 to 10 minute casual conversation. Class in general can be the topic, college life in general, academics more broadly, whatever. And, we have a good time of it. And I benefit as well as I hope the students do from that. And then the students get 5 extra credit points. So one conversation I had with a student this week, he came in and I said, I'm a talking head in class, why don't you lead? And he asked me about relationships. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, we could talk about relationships. And what came from that was a really nice conversation about just being comfortable in your own skin and being who you are. And the other part of it, though, is allowing someone else to be who they are. And one thing we talked about was being honest with yourself about who you are, the things you like, the things you don't like, is really important in trying to find your way in life, whether it's dating somebody like this particular student and I were talking about, whether it's the type of major we select in college or the type of job we go to look for. It's really good to be honest about who we are, what we're good at, what we enjoy as a consideration in the people we hang around with, the things we do, the types of hobbies we engage with, the types of jobs and so on that we find interest in. So I was just thinking about that a little bit, and I thought, being honest about who you are is a good thing, and at the same time, what that means is not being complacent about who we are if we see that there's things about us that maybe we don't like, or maybe things that we want to change, things that we want differently for ourselves. So that is something that's important to be mindful of as well. Like, we want to be genuine about who we are and honest about who we are. And at the same time, we want to be oriented on growth and development. You want to grow and you want to change based on your experiences in life. That's so important. You want to be comfortable with who you are and genuine and authentic, and at least acknowledge that, maybe not accept it because maybe there's some stuff about us that we want to change. And so growth and development is always something that I encourage myself, students, friends and family members. We always want to be asking, how can I improve myself? How can I grow further? How can I develop? How can I learn something new? If you're having experiences, then you should grow from those and develop, and you should adjust, grow, change attitudes and behaviors as a result of the experiences you have. Any experience you have ought to have something you get out of it to take forward in life with you. So I just want to encourage that, because I was telling the student, look, be honest about who you are and allow that person to be honest about who they are. And then you guys can make decisions about if you want to be friendly with one another, if you want to date, or if you want to walk the other direction. That's okay. So I was thinking about this stuff, and I just really thought this is important, to be authentic, who you are, and to communicate that honestly. And, certainly there's a way to communicate that's productive and constructive and respectful. And there's a way to communicate that is tacky and maybe comes off as judgmental or condescending. And I mean, you don't want to be in that mode. There's a way to communicate effectively, and there's a way to communicate that isn't productive and isn't helpful. So I always encourage being honest about who you are and then communicating that appropriately and tactfully, respectfully, gracefully, right? So in a nutshell, those are some things I was thinking about. Something else I was thinking about recently too was the fact that, life is awesome, life is great, and there is something to be said for life isn't always going to be perfect and fun. We are going to have dark moments in life, and there are going to be times when things don't go our way. And we need to understand that as well. By sticking our head in the sand and ignoring certain facts about ourselves, about others, about the world, doesn't make those things go away. We have to be honest about acknowledging things that are happening that we don't like, whether it's in our life or whether it's in society more broadly. So we need to be mindful that we need to champion what's right, what's just. Be honest about who you are. Be honest about what you think of things. And I know that we live in a society now that likes to kind of keep us in a certain lane, that likes to keep us in a particular way of thinking about things. And it could be any number of topics. And what I would encourage you to do is be bold and courageous. Again, not like a bull in a china shop where you run roughshod over people and are disrespectful and not tactful, but be someone who's bold and courageous in knowing when to speak up and be honest about your take on something. That's so important in life. We receive too many messages in society that basically tell us to pipe down and just take it or just accept it and don't question. And that's very problematic. We have a brain for a reason, and it's to use it to make decisions, judgments, and we need to make use of it. All of us need to make use of our brains, okay? So contribute to the world of ideas, be a good person. If you can look in the mirror and say, I feel good about things I'm doing, awesome. If there's stuff alongside that statement and you say, and there's some stuff I need to change or want to change, acknowledgement of that is awesome too. I'm not perfect. I don't have it figured out. And I know I have room for improvement in a lot of different areas of life. So I work on them as best I can. Okay. Anyway, chin up. You got this. Be positive. Be honest. Be genuine. Be who you are. And also strive for growth and development. Look around at other people in your life as well. Encourage the same in them. Okay. Let's do it together. All right, folks. If you have any comments about this, I'd love to hear them. Go ahead and comment below. If you're digging the video, if you're digging the channel, please like and subscribe. I would so enjoy having you as part of the Dad the Prof community. Okay? Thanks. Peace.